All right, so this video is for anybody who did not get this station last week or anybody who might need like a little refresher on an extended response. So just a reminder, okay, an extended response is just a way to answer a question in a very specific way. So there are like 5 main parts to it. Okay, so every extended response will have a star idea, which is a topic sentence that clearly states the prompt and it uses part of the question. Okay, so you need to have the question in order to, you need to know what you're answering in order to be able to do this, but using part of the question will be very helpful. Then you need some evidence or example from what you read. Okay, then you need to explain why that evidence is important or why you chose it. And then you need to do that process again. So again, you start with a topic sentence, star idea, where you use part of the question. Then you use an example or some evidence. You explain your evidence, and then you do that again, right? So I took the question that we went over, I guess this was a few weeks ago at this point, but how did geographic challenges lead to the rise of city-states in Mesopotamia? So that's kind of a complicated question, right? It's asking us like, how did the earth and how did the things that are related to nature impact the way that people live there? So what I did, right, to start, first of all, I read this section, but I just took that question and I restated it as a sentence. What I have is geographic challenges led to the rise of city-states. Okay, great. So I have this as my topic sentence. Now I need some evidence or an example of some of these geographic challenges. So the first one I found as I was reading, okay, was on page 32. And you can see that I marked it page 32. It says, for example, the food shortages in the hills. And I got that from page 32. Okay, so this is my evidence that I'm putting this on here, right? And for any piece of evidence, you need some analysis or an explanation. I'm making a video. Okay. So your analysis is usually your this shows statement, right? So this is explaining. Right here, I have an example of why there were why there was geographic challenges, and I have a video or analysis that says this shows that they needed more food. Right. Moving on. Right, I have another piece of evidence that I'm going to pull from. Right, and I'm still looking at geographic challenges that they had. And one of these pieces of evidence I had is that they had an uncontrolled water supply. And I got this from page 32. So this goes down as my second piece of evidence, right? And then lastly, to finish up my response, I need an explanation of why I chose to tell you about an uncontrolled water supply. Well, I did that because this shows that they needed to control the flooding, right? So again, there's 5 parts to the extended response. We have our star idea, evidence, analysis, evidence, analysis. I'm not talking to you, I'm making a video. Okay, so if I were to read this out loud, geographic challenges led to the rise of city-states in Mesopotamia. For example, there were food shortages in the hills, and I got that from page 32. This shows that they needed to find more food. Also, they had an uncontrolled water supply, and I got that from page 32. This shows that they needed to control the flooding. So when I put all these together, it's an extended response. It has all 5 parts, right? And it clearly answers the question that I have above it. Okay, so if you notice, every single part of this helps answer the question. Okay, so at this point, if you still need more clarification, go ahead and raise your hand. I should be able to help you. But this is just a guideline for how you can do it.